Hey everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Beautiful Joe 2. I'm here with Ragnats today.
Hello!
Ragnats is here because we're in Japan. And Ragnats is an expert.
Well, I lived there for a couple of years.
That's a couple of years more than anyone else I know.
Probably true.
Except for Yohei.
Yohei?
Yohei. He only didn't live there for 8 years. So, Beautiful Joe 2. Did you watch the first one yet?
I've watched part of the first one, but I never finished it.
Well, you're actually going to not have much idea what's going on.
That's okay.
The way we're doing these, viewers, I've done the commentary for the first episode. Now Ragnats is here. We're doing the fourth episode. I haven't done commentary for the second one or the third one.
I feel like we're doing things in a lot of order here.
Only a little bit. So, in our quest in this game, we are tracking down the 7 rainbow Oscars to keep them out of the hands of the Black Emperor, who wants to take over Movie Land.
That sounds racist.
Well, his plan is to take over Movie Land and then conglomerate it into his vast kingdom known as Movie World.
I don't see anything wrong with that.
It's probably got its ups and downs.
Did he capture your girlfriend?
No, actually, Sylvia is here with us. And if you look down at the bottom left corner of the screen, you'll see a helmet for both Joe and Sylvia with the number 5.
Oh yeah.
That is my life. We will be seeing Sylvia shortly. So, first question, how many heart-shaped windows exist in Japan?
I personally haven't seen any, but that doesn't mean they don't exist. I wouldn't be surprised if there's at least one hotel that does in fact have heart-shaped windows.
I would be surprised if there was only one that had heart-shaped windows. Okay, so here is our first puzzle of the level.
Okay.
That's our goal right there.
That plank.
Yep. So, Joe's power, as you all know from watching the first episode, or the first Let's Play, and possibly the first episode, Joe can slow down time and Joe can speed up time. Sylvia can slow down time, and she has a skill called replay. And I just missed that button. And I had so much trouble with this time, and I can't even tell you why.
So what does replay do?
Replay, when you hold the R button, you'll see a little record sign pop up right there.
Yeah.
If Sylvia actually hits something, a button, an enemy, or gets hit, so it replays actually can be dangerous. It will do a triple take kind of thing. And you'll see that there. We got hit 3 times because I hit replay, or record, excuse me. I keep missing this thing by just the tiniest margin.
So you're trying to destroy the portable shrine, and all those other guys have spikes on them, so hitting them is bad.
Yeah, they hit you, you get hurt. They push you out of the way. The dancing shrine maidens, I guess, can also hurt you and push you out of the way.
Well, it's nice to see that Joe's girlfriend took so well to this whole superhero thing.
Oh yeah, she just dove right in. Also, we're fighting a ninja.
Yeah. So I will say, you know, the little details like the lanterns, the other types of lanterns. Pretty much those round things are all lanterns, but also the wooden things in the front are lanterns. The torii gate that you just jumped in front of. They do have a very good Japanese traditional feel to them. So, art-wise, they did a pretty good job Japanning this up.
Well, that's why I brought you here, because you'd be able to look at that and say, that's not how it was. That's as Japanese as Bruce Lee. Which is to say, not very much.
Trying to look at the lanterns. Not quite sure what it says on them, unfortunately.
very much enjoyed the name.
You did just walk past an alcohol, like a bar.
Okay. In a bar in a Nintendo game? What is this? Some strange, bizarre third dimension.
Let's see if I can actually get you to stop the game. I'd be able to point out what certain things are saying. That's a bit harder to do.
Well, we can add that in at the end of the video.
Also, if you could actually see me pointing at the screen, that would help a deal as well.
That is the one and only time I've got that puzzle on the first try.
So that's a fire bell.
Is it because there's going to be a fire?
In the Edo period, like the Tokugawa era, since everything was being still built with wood, the major cities burnt down very frequently, so they had a very good fire response system. And the first partisan fire response system was a guy on a watchtower with a bell to alert the firefighters that's where they need to be.
And thus, democracy was born. Or something.
Of course.
So, we need to destroy this UFO. We can't actually damage it much by hitting it, so we have to uppercut all these enemies into it. Unfortunately, the UFO is dropping bombs that start fires.
Right.
Fire is bad. Fire hurts us. Thankfully, though, a lot of these enemies are carrying buckets, because they jump out of the nearby well, which are filled with water.
And they are the bucket brigade, which is again how Japanese firefighting would have happened.
Unfortunately, the camera does not pan out far enough for you to see it, but I am actually hitting the flying saucer. There you go. And that is the quickest I have ever done that.
So, that building to your left, you see how there's two signs in the back?
Yes.
The top one looks a bit like a bottle with some wavy lines next to it. Mm-hmm. That is the character for alcohol.
Okay, this is one of the more fun bosses we have coming up here in the game.
Is it the Buddha?
It is.
That,
Do you see the mountain?
Yeah, that mountain. That mountain means,
Does it mean mountain?
No.
Hollywood.
So the big character actually means big, but I believe when you add that extra little line, it does change the meaning to dog? Give me a second, I will look that up.
You don't want to miss this amazing boss fight.
Watch out for the Buddha's palm.
This is Kung Fu Hustle, the movie.
Yeah.
The game, the movie. He also shoots lasers out of his mouth.
As the Buddhas want to do.
This is why you never anger.
You really should never anger the Buddha.
And what else does he do? You'll see here in a moment.
A good shot.
He fires rockets out of his face. We can't get back there to hit the Buddha.
The rockets can.
Yeah, we have to slow down time to hit the rockets to turn them to our side. We want to hold the slow down button as long as we can, because the explosion will do extra damage to the statue.
Right.
We don't want to hold it down too much, because I'm almost at it. Time power.
So yeah, the mountain says dog.
Big Dog Mountain.
Well, no, it just says dog. But I believe in Kyoto, there is a similar mountain with a similar character, and it is just big.
Mountain Big. I like this idea. So, yeah.
So do you have to hit the yellow part of the palm in order to make him send out his rockets?
No, hitting the palm will just freeze it for a little bit, because it will try and crush you while you're doing this.
Right.
And that's bad.
That is bad.
Just about got it.
Okay. Doing pretty good at this.
Well, this is the third time I've played this.
So how do you get that question mark box that's slightly behind you?
To
Like
get
in the background.
to get those, you actually have to attack the enemies while being sped out. It does not work very well with the ninjas because ninjas will ninja smoke damage away after just 3 hits. But if you can string them together, there we got one of them.
First.
Yeah, you actually send a copy to the background. Quick while no one's looking kind of thing.
Bava.
Bava. I'm like a palindrome. Time is a palindrome, viewers. Can we do any powering up? Most of these, not really that important. But take 2s are very nice. We want take 2s. And we want Desperado. What a take 2 is, this being a Capcom game, take 2 is basically an auto E-tank. Once your health runs out to 0, it just automatically fills back up right where you're at. No stoppage in the action. Now that we powered up our Desperado, Sylvia can shoot each one.
Okay, those signs look like legitimate tourism signs.
Yeah, this is the big puzzle of the stage.
Tourism?
Well, this area.
She shoots hearts.
She does. And when you slow down time, the hearts get bigger. And she has a damned impressive shoulder tap.
I feel like after watching this, I want to play some Lollipop Chainsaw.
Bam! She just bumped that guy and he exploded. That's the Desperado. Once you power it up, you will do homing shots. And we have Samurai Death here. Japanese Death. And Japanese Death is dead. I think it's kind of hard to see, but I think when we zoom in, yeah, some of the guys without hats actually have small top knots. These are our generic enemies. Their appearance changes with every level.
Right.
Their shields don't, which is a bit weird. Moving.
I really need to just go back and watch the rest of Viewtiful Joe 1.
I need to get it re-uploaded. I'm going to re-upload it before this goes up because it's been so long.
Right.
I'm gonna break my little rule here. There we go. Now his shield changed, but he's got the old stage 1 monster or enemy shield, which is kind of a tribal aboriginal. Yeah, Ninja has a gun.
Yeah, that's back in his era.
They have giant Magatama tools.
Maybe not giant ones, but they did have small Magatama tools.
That is part of our puzzle. We have to return the jewel. And that switch on the wall will make sense here. These little guys that aren't, they kind of look like toasters.
They look like simple lighters.
Yeah, they are actually just called mundanes. Because there is nothing special about them in any way.
So, the actual history of the gun in Japan is kind of fascinating.
Oh.
It was originally brought over by Westerners.
Puzzle time. So.
I think it was originally brought over by Western traders. And, oh, I see what that is. That's one of the 3 imperial treasures of Japan.
And we have to return them. Unfortunately, they tend to get stuck.
The sword, the jewel, and the mirror.
And there we go. 1 of 3 found.
So the thing with the guns is they were brought in by Western traders, and at first the samurai were like, whatever, who cares? And then Nobunaga Oda figured out that if he got 3 guys together with guns, so they could cycle fire, it was actually a very devastating attack. So he actually tried this out at the Battle of Nagashino against the Takeda Cavalry, which was supposedly the greatest cavalry in the land. And he just destroyed them. It was a complete massacre. And that was when they decided guns might actually be something to worry about.
You might be onto something here.
Yeah.
Okay. Now there's the sword, which we need Joe for. We actually don't need Joe for that, but it's a little easier if you have to uppercut stuff and get it out of the way.
Sure.
And I was trying to land on that box and I failed.
Now the three Imperial Regala were in the creation myths of Japan, gifts that were bestowed upon Amaterasu, the kami of the sun, who is the predecessor of the first, she's actually the mother of the first emperor of Japan. And the imperial line is supposed to be an unbroken chain that all can trace their lineage back to her.
Also the dog in Okami.
Also the dog in Okami. Or more importantly, the wolf in Okami.
That depends on who you ask. That little flea guy is not too impressed.
During the Genpei War between the Heikei clan and the Genji clan, the three Regala were supposedly lost at sea. Because the Emperor would rather throw them overboard than let their enemies retrieve these Imperial symbols.
Well, we're gonna get them now. Eventually. There's a real quick and easy way to do this, and I had it figured out once, but I have since then forgotten the quick and easy way to do this. I know I have to get the room I'm in to the lower left, and then come back to the lower right room, and hit the switch. And that will let me get back up to where the sword was, which can in turn help me get to the mirror.
Okay.
That makes any sense.
I think I'm picking up what you're putting down.
Unfortunately, I can't hit the switch because these guys keep bumping the sword into me, and now the sword is stuck in there, and I gotta get the sword out of there, but I couldn't move it because they were in my way.
So even though they're mundane, their special powers to just get in the freaking way.
Pretty much.
I like how you can keep fighting while the rooms are moving around.
It's a nice little touch.
Yeah.
They just keep coming. I swear they don't do that forever. The rest of these. Right back. Let the room switch again, because you can't enter that room from the bottom.
Right, because only one of them actually has a hole in the bottom.
That's the pink one. This again. Missed it. Now take that one. This way and get the mirror. Don't break the mirror. It's
important.
invincible.
I like that mural.
That could be foreshadowing, for all we know.
I suspect you in fact do know if it's foreshadowing.
I do. I do know that it could potentially be foreshadowing.
So now you need to get them in the other room, so that way you can get the other room above the wardrobe.
Yep.
The relic.
But they like to just move in the most annoying way possible. And you can't occupy the same space as the sword.
Right.
So it tends to knock you down the stairs.
Apparently you could have just pushed it.
That takes two. Alright, there we go. See, indestructible mirror.
It's interesting how the items snap into that trapdoor.
All that time it took, and that was still considered a very good time. Here. This one's a little bit easier. We just need to hit these torches. Unfortunately, the enemies won't leave us alone to do that. And Joe can't hit the torches in the back anyway. So what we have to do is I took a little bit too long. We need to hit the torches with Joe, sped up, light Joe on fire, then switch to Sylvia, and while Sylvia's on fire, replay to hit the torches. Because that will hit them 3 times. Also, if you watch carefully to see some of the parts that fly off of the robots when I'm hitting them, you'll see game controllers, toasters, hinges, like door hinges, a bunch of bizarre little things.
So that's what these robots are made out of?
Toasters, door hinges, and GameCube controllers, pretty much, yeah. This one's a little more tricky. Because the fire doesn't like to stay lit for very long. And then I was off just a little bit, so I missed the other one because I did not actually need to do that attack.
Your turn.
You gotta hit like 8 buttons to get this stuff to work.
You go, girl.
Now, is there like some sort of point in the game that teaches you that you're gonna have to do this sort of maneuver? Because this is not a like obvious maneuver to me.
No, the game just says, oh yeah, you can do this and you can do that, and then you're on your own.
Show me your action. Let's get it
So,
on.
I actually stopped the video briefly just to like go in the other room and practice this. And then I came back. You can't just do that. That doesn't work. That doesn't work.
You go, girl.
You actually do need Sylvia for this. And I was just making it more complicated than it needed to be. And that took way too long.
But fortunately, you got enough on the other categories to keep it still awesome.
Thank goodness. A couple of camcorders. Now this room, little jumping puzzle, we have to jump off the trees. You can't stand on the trees with little branches, you just have to jump. But it makes the top jump there, getting through the hole in the ceiling, a little tricky because it's just off enough that you can't quite make it on the first try. Now our goal here is to hit this bell 108 times.
That has significance in Buddhism.
Does the scary face on the bell have any significance?
No.
The quickest way to do it is to do the little spin kick down while zoomed in. But there's like 5-6 enemies here that all are trying to kill me.
Why not use the replay thing to get them down by 3s?
Well, when you do the slow kick, you can actually drop it like nearly 20. The death robots don't make it easy.
Sure.
I'm a little too close to the top of the thing. I go right there. There you go. That's how you want to do it. unfortunately, there are some film canisters under there, and it doesn't give you time to grab them. You actually need to slide under the barrel if you want to grab them. But if you're real quick, you can make it.
You know how in Final Fantasy Tactics, there's the 108 beats item?
Yep.
Yeah, it's all because there's 108 sins in Buddhism.
I've broken every one of them.
It's the earthly temptations of a person must overcome to achieve nirvana.
Or partake in.
Or partake in to never achieve nirvana.
Simultaneously, if you partake in every one of them. It's very much the same and just as difficult.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, boss time. Wait till you get a load of this guy.
You just don't quit, do you? What are you supposed to be this time? Mr. 5th Panzer Division? First blah 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 whatchamacallit sergeant?
Oh, what you say? I know Sergeant. I Big E, martial arts sensei of Ghetto Japan. Oma!
I thought you looked familiar there, Sarge.
Hey, stop what you say. You fight me now. Prepare to die with power of Thunderbolt shot.
Well, if it isn't my eternal rival, I now declare this movie mine. Hey, I know you. I'm not about to introduce myself. You want to know who I am? Go to your nearest discount store and get a copy of Viewtiful Joe. Go, now! And as for you, Joe, for many years we have fought against Captain Blue for control of the world of movies. However... Hey, wait up there! That's the old script? Ha! I must admit, Joe, you are a worthy rival. Nothing gets past you, always trying to stay ahead. But I'm not the same old Alster that made you look good last time. Now, let's really finish this once and for all.
I feel like this has been foreshadowed.
Just a tad. And I really enjoy the Alistair fight. I'm not super good at it, but it's just, this is kind of like, this is Mario versus Bowser kind of fight. It's just fun.
So those sharks, traditionally they're supposed to be carp.
That is the second boss from the first Beautiful Joe game. If I remember
But I'm just
right.
saying, traditionally you'd have golden carp on top of the roof. You know, it's for prosperity.
By the way, viewers, I hope you've picked up your copy of Beautiful Joe.
I do like how it's called Ghetto Japan as opposed to Edo Japan.
Ghetto is actually the army we're fighting against in this game.
Right, but I mean, it's obvious that they took the Edo reference and tweaked it for this. And you know, Edo is the old name of Tokyo, because Tokyo just means Eastern Capital. So before it was in fact the capital, while Kyoto was the capital, it was just called Edo. And then when Tokugawa moved the capital over, the name changed.
We have just about beaten Alistair. Not to interrupt your...
Alright, so I was pretty much done.
You win, Joe. I knew you weren't blessed with those knockout looks for nothing. And the lady? I wouldn't be lying if I said her beauty had me beat from the get-go.
Alistair, she had me beat from the get-go, too. She's what I fight for. And to protect her, I'd do anything.
Oh, Joe, you're my hero.
Not bad, huh?
Alrighty, that's a wrap. Moving right along to the next color film. Let me see here.
Whoa, Pops! Hold up a minute. This is the best part. What's that dark... Don't tell me, that's the black film!
Huh? Yeah, there was a black one lying around there, so I set it up. Did I do something wrong?
Pops, haven't you been paying attention? Joe, look!
I am Alistair. The weak shall give their heart and swear their eternal loyalty to me.
We have a two-part boss fight.
You know, I can't help but notice that Big Lee hasn't actually done anything to provide comic relief.
He is actually the first boss of the game. And he was Big John. And this fight goes basically the same as the first one. He has more health, obviously. The arena has changed slightly. He sends out more swords, and he does this little vortex charge thing, I think 4 or 5 times. Other than that, basically the same fight. He's just a powered-up version of himself.
Seems like you fight him a lot like the Buddha, too.
Kind of. You can actually get to him to hit him if you are better at evading his attacks than I am.
So I'm noticing Mount Fuji in the background and a whole bunch of lotuses on the bottom. Just more lovely imagery.
I don't like some of the things in this level, but I think look-wise, this is my favorite level.
Yeah, they did a very good job of capturing the feel.
Yeah, it's really colorful, but it doesn't ever feel cartoony. And not knowing near as much as you do, I can look at it and say, yeah, this seems right. You know, I don't look at anything and think, oh, that's just really horrible.
Right.
Except for Big Lee.
Yeah, that was a little racist right there.
Little racist?
A little racist.
Or a little racist.
A little racist.
But I don't think, you know, it's not a malicious kind of racist.
Yeah. But you know, if you weren't calling this episode by the actual chapter name, I think a riddle racist would probably be the best name you could give with that.
That's the subtitle.
Yeah.
I am almost dead.
You are almost dead.
I actually think I have to use a take 2 in this fight. Yeah, it's just... There's so much going on sometimes. You gotta dodge the swords, and then when he does his little vortex thing... And he can go, like, halfway around the building with that. Yeah, see that?
He thinks he's M. Bison.
I'd rather fight M. Bison. Okay, when he loses his aura like that, all the bosses have a similar little get-up. You can actually do a little more damage to him. And he's
Too bad you didn't really do it.
The game usually limits how many times you can actually hit the bosses. Usually it's no more than 3 when you've got them in that weakened condition.
Run!
Like, I'm safe from the lightning under the overhang here, but the swords can still get me.
Is he one hit away from death, or does he still have a full bar?
That's a full bar.
Oh.
That's how we stop that. Just punch him. And the sword got me. But take 2, thank God. Those things are my lifesavers in this game. Literally.
Literally.
And it also doesn't matter how big your health bar is. I've upgraded my health bar 3 or 4 times by this point, and they will fill it up all the way anyway.
Can you upgrade it even further?
There's one more. I can get one more heart from here. And he's about 2 more repetitions till he's there. Tried to get out of the way, didn't make it. Almost got him. Oh, so close. Bam.
Your defense was terrible.
I only died. What's so bad about that? Still awesome.
You are the AAA.
And thus, the great warrior was defeated. Alistair, who was transformed into a crazed and murderous demon by the power of the accursed black film, was put out of his misery by the beautiful fighting duo. Forever rest his soul. Joe and Sylvia can hardly believe that the black film had been in their possession all along. Thank goodness it was found before it reached the hands of the enemy. And thanks to Jet's magnificent footwork, the despicable flake will never see the light of day.
Did you see that? Quite a kick, wouldn't you say?
Don't get too excited, Pops. You'll put your back out again.
And our heroes now have the Red Oscar. Joe and Sylvia wait eagerly for their chance to get a shot at the other Rainbow Oscars. Little do they know that a deadly samurai awaits them in the brutal Antarctic. Be sure to catch the next frost-bitten installment, Ice Edge.
Ow, ow, ow! Hey, wait a minute! Is my part over already? No way! This can't be! Hey, you, put a word in for me, will ya?
Huh? Me? Yeah, sure. But first, let's get the next film rolling. Any preference?
No! Come on, help a brother out! I'm packing heat!
And there we have it. The end of that reel.
I'm a little disappointed that he didn't turn into a kaiju fight.
I don't know what that is.
You know, Godzilla.
Ah, okay. Maybe later. It did happen in the end of the first game.
Well, it looked like he got turned into a giant monster, but then he actually was a normal-sized monster.
Yep. All right, folks. Appreciate it. Bye now.
Bye.